Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I have another theatre vlog for you. So this evening Lawrence and I are heading to the Palace Theatre in Manchester to go and see Cruel Intentions the musical. This is a jukebox musical. It's supposed to have music from the 90s in it. It's obviously based on the movie, which I assume was a 90s movie since it's got 90s music in it. I have seen the movie, but it's a very long time ago. And yeah, looking forward to it. It hasn't had the best reviews. And it hasn't sold very well. There's supposed to be a lot of spare tickets, so we'll see what it's like once we get there. We have booked the cheapest tickets, £15 tickets at the back of the circle, but we'll see if maybe we can move because it doesn't look very full. So we'll see what it's like once we get there. Obviously I'll show you around the theatre, show you any merch, film the curtain call, and you're also allowed to film the finale. They have like a mega mix at the end, film that for you, and then I'll give you a full review of it once we get home as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this little video. Hi, today is Friday. It is it's coming up to 4 o'clock. Lawrence and I are heading into town because today we're going to go and see Cruel Intentions the musical at the Palace Theatre. So yeah, he's just getting our ticket. There he is, just there. So I think the tram's due in about 1 minute. Okay, so we're a bit early, so we've got time to get some food. Just because this show is at a weird time. It starts at 5, finishes about 7:30. So if we don't eat now, well, we'll be really hungry afterwards. So just got a little McDonald's sweet. So we're now in the theatre, got a magnet and a programme. Magnet was £7. We're just heading up now, so it's 4:45. So hopefully the other room should be open and go near our seats. Okay, so we're in our seats. We have moved forward. We should have been at the back, but it's pretty much not sold. So we've moved forward. So we're on row A, seat 17, 18. This is the view. So we'll get back to it and we'll let you know what we think. It's now the interval, but there is very loud music, so we'll see. So what do you think, Lauren? Yeah.
Well, I don't think you'll play serious.
Huh?
Won't play serious.
Yeah. I think, I don't mind the story, but I think it would have been better with original songs. I think some of the songs don't really fit the story, and they just put them in because they're 90s songs and I think people enjoy them, but it's not terrible. I'm enjoying it. Yeah. So yeah, that's our thoughts so far at the interval. I'll give you a full review once we get into it. Hi, so it's now been a few days since Lawrence and I went to see Cruel Intentions at the Palace Theatre in Manchester, so I thought I'd just tell you a little bit about it. So we went to a Friday performance. We went to a 5 o'clock showing because for some reason they were doing a 5 p.m. showing and an 8:30 showing rather than a matinee. That's the way they were doing it. I think because it's a shorter show, they could do it that way. So yeah, we went to the 5 p.m. showing and it has a runtime of 1 hour and 55 minutes, and that includes a 20-minute interval. So like I said, it is quite a short show. The show has a age guide of 15 plus because they do have a lot of sexual references in this show. So yeah, it's definitely not for younger teens. I'd say it's more for like it says 15, 16 plus. So we purchased £15 tickets. They were the cheapest tickets I think that they had, and they were at the back of the circle, row P, seats 15 and 16. So seat 16 is an aisle seat, so I always like try and get an aisle seat. And when we got there, it was actually quite empty. They hadn't sold that many seats, so we actually were able to move to the front row of the circle, so row A, seats 17 and 18. Again, seat 18 was an aisle seat, and the view from there was fantastic. It was an unrestricted view. There was nothing in the way, obviously, because it was a front row, and the view from there was fantastic. I'd love to sit there all the time, but those seats are usually very, very expensive. They're usually one of the most expensive seats. So we were just lucky that it hadn't sold very well and those seats were free to move to. I think the view from our original seats would still have been good. You did get the overhang from the circle in those seats, and I think some points during the show people are on balconies, so from there it may have cut off though some of them. I'm not sure because we didn't sit in those seats for that, but usually often if it is a two-tiered set, sitting in those seats does sometimes cut off people. But for £15 those seats would have been a really good bargain anyway, because the view would have still been good from those seats. But we just got lucky that there was quite a lot of seats available that we could move to, which were closer to the front of the circle. So merch wise, I did have quite a few bits of merch. They had hoodies for £45, t-shirts for £25. I say t-shirts, they had one t-shirt design, one hoodie design. They had a makeup bag for £12, a tote bag for £12, there was mugs for £10, magnet for £7, a key ring for £7, and then they also have the house programs, which were £6. I think they are supposed to usually have pin badges, which are £6, but they'd sold out. They didn't have any left when we went to the show, so they had no pin badges. But if you've been to previous shows, there would have been pin badges for £6. I did buy the magnet, which was £7, which is sort of like a heart shape. In fact, I was going to see if I can find it and show it you. Okay, so yeah, this is the magnet. So like I say, it's just a heart, and it says Cruel Intentions, the 90s musical, and that was £7. So if you don't know anything about Cruel Intentions, the 90s musical, it is based on the 1999 movie of the same name. It's a jukebox musical which is infused with 90s hits, and the musical closely follows the plot of the movie. So if you've seen the movie and know the plot of this is more or less the same. So the plot revolves around step siblings Catherine and Sebastian, who attend Manchester Prep, which is a prestigious private school. So after Catherine gets dumped by her boyfriend, she seeks to exact revenge by getting her brother to seduce his new girlfriend, the innocent Cecile Caldwell. So Cecile is just about to start at Manchester Prep, and so her mother has actually asked Catherine if she will look after Cecile and guide her in her new school. And This therefore makes it really easy for Catherine to manipulate Cecile. So Sebastian, who is a master seducer, he sees this as too easy for him. So he comes up with a new challenge for himself, and his challenge is to seduce the virginal Annette Hargrove, whose father is about to become the new head teacher at Manchester Prep, and Annette is about to start at the school. So the step siblings decide between themselves that if Sebastian is successful in seducing Annette, then he will get the one woman he can't have, Catherine. And should he lose, Catherine will get his prized vintage Jaguar car. And as the story unfolds, we see the tangled web of deception grows tighter, with Cecile and her music tutor Ronald also get caught up in the crossfire. And that is the very basic story of Cruel Intentions. Like I said, if you've seen the movie, you'll know the plot. It's more or less exactly the plot of the movie. And yeah, set wise, the set is a static set. It doesn't change throughout the show, and it depicts this elaborate mansion house, and then props sort of drop down and are wheeled in to change the scenes. The lighting design I thought was rather good. It was effective, particularly in highlighting the tension during dramatic moments. The costumes were authentically 90s and true to the film as well. So yeah, that's the set and the costumes. And then we come to the music. So as I mentioned before, this is a jukebox musical which is packed full of 90s hits. I think there's about 25 songs, 90s songs in the show, from artists such as No Doubt, Alanis Morissette, NSYNC, TLC. And I thought the songs were cleverly integrated into the narrative, though some did fit more seamlessly than others. I always think that it's quite hard to do a jukebox musical with an already known film, because like the really good jukebox musicals tend to have an original story, so they sort of write the story around the songs, so they fit in well. Whereas with a jukebox musical like this, you have to be really clever at picking the songs so they fit in with the narrative, and they have mostly done that really well with this. Like I said, there's some that don't really fit. At some points it does feel like they've just tried to shoehorn another hit in and didn't really serve the story, but on the most part I think they did really well with the song choices. So cast wise, I thought the cast were great. Will Callan, who played Sebastian, I thought he perfectly balanced Sebastian's arrogance and his vulnerability. I really enjoyed Nick Meyer's performance as Catherine. I thought she commanded the stage and she exuded this icy control and venomous charm as well. I thought she was really good. Abby Budden played Annette, and I thought she brought this sort of warmth and sincerity to the character. I also need to mention Lucy Carter, who played Cecile. I thought she had excellent comic timing, and I think she provided some of the funniest scenes in the show as well. So now is probably a good place to show you the programme, and we can go through the cast biographies. Okay, so this is the programme. So it says Cruel Intentions, the 90s musical, and I actually quite like the artwork. I think it's quite nice. So inside you have a welcome to the Palace Theatre, and it tells you some upcoming shows, the Palace and the Opera House. We have some information on the Palace Theatre itself. We then have some adverts for some upcoming shows. So I've currently got tickets for A Knight's Tale. I'll probably get tickets for Come Fall in Love, possibly Rocky Horror. I want to go to Mary Poppins, but I can only afford cheap tickets, and at the minute they're very expensive. Usually Disney reduce the single seats around £20, but they don't seem to be doing that this year, so we'll have to see if I go and see that or not. And I think the only other one that I'm thinking of seeing is Moulin Rouge. And have an advert for Little Moons, and then we get on to the cast biographies. So playing Catherine, we have Nick Myers. Like I said, I thought she was fantastic as Catherine. Really enjoyed her take on the character. So other theatre credits include Judy Haynes in White Christmas, At the Mill at Sonning. She's been the alternative Sally Bowles in Cabaret on the West End, and she's been in Back to the Future at the Adelphi Theatre. We then had Will Callan, who played Sebastian. It says he's performed in leading roles across celebrated productions including Marius in Les Mis, during the UK and Ireland tour, and yeah, so that's him. We then had Abby Budden, who played Annette Hargrove. Her previous credits include Jill in Jack and the Beanstalk, and she's also played Annette Hargrove in Cruel Intentions at the Other Palace as well. We then had Lucy Carter, who played Cecile Caldwell. Lucy recently appeared in Babies at the Other Palace. We then had Luke Connor Hall, who played Blaine Tuttle. We had Joe Simmons, who played Greg McConnell, and he's also the dance and fight captain. We have Gabrielle Williams, who played Mrs. Bunny Caldwell and Dr. Greenbaum. We had Kevin Yates, who played Ronald Clifford. We then have Olivia Brooks, who's ensemble, Ben Fenwick ensemble, Sophie Hutchinson ensemble. Is that Yuri Smith? It's hard to read that right, and I think it's Yuri Smith ensemble. We then have some rehearsal photos. We then have this page, which has the cast list, the band, understudies, and the creative team. And we then have the song list. So in Act 1 we have the overture, then we have Living La Vida Loca, I'm the Only One, Genie in a Bottle, Just a Girl, Wannabe, Kiss Me, Love Fool, Sex and Candy, Bye Bye Bye, Breakfast at Tiffany's, No Scrubs, Only Happy When It Rains. And then we go to Act 2. I can never pronounce that, so I'm not going to try. We then have The Sign, No Scrubs Reprise, I Don't Want to Wait, I'll Make Love to You, Torn, Sometimes, Colourblind, Sunday Morning, Iris, Foolish Games, Bitch, Losing My Religion, and Bittersweet Symphony. So yeah, there's some absolutely great songs in this show. Really good soundtrack. We then have the creative team's biographies. We have an advert for the ice cream that they sell at the theatre. Some more adverts. It has some information on ATG. Booking and venue information. Another advert. And then a bit about the AT Plus card on the back. And that is your programme. So there's not a lot of information there. It is basically just the cast biographies. There's no articles to read or anything, so probably only need to buy this if you want to know who the cast are. If you're not bothered, there's not really much in there. But the quality is very good. The pages are really thick and really nice, so the quality of it is good. There's just not a lot in it. So overall, I did enjoy Cruel Intentions, the musical. It makes for an enjoyable, nostalgia-filled night out for both fans of the movie and fans of 90s music. The soundtrack is definitely probably the highlight. And yeah, it certainly makes for an entertaining night out. I did enjoy it, and I don't know if I'd see it again though. But I did enjoy it. I think Lawrence enjoyed it as well. I think we give it 3 stars. And like I say, it's got some great songs in it. So I think I'll give it 3 stars. I'm not sure if I'd go and see it again. Although I might, because I really do enjoy all the songs in this show. There's some great songs, like I went through the track list. Some really great 90s songs in it. So yeah, it was a fun night out. I think if you enjoy 90s music, like I said, and if you enjoy the film, you will enjoy this musical. So yeah, it's no longer on at the Palace Theatre now when this goes up, but it is still on tour. So I will link down below their official website so you can see where it's touring to in case you want to go and catch it at a venue near you. I'll also link down below my full review in case you'd like to read that. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little vlog and review. If you have, please do give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. Bye.